Hi everyone, from Chisi Island, specifically from exactly the same place where I made a video almost exactly 2 years ago. It's the dock at Sonko village where we're based. And the reason I'm starting the video here, I'm going to do a walkthrough of the same video I made 2 years ago to show you what has changed. We've grown. We're now 42 people are getting a little something from us every month, either for being nursery teachers or school cooks or water and sanitation technicians at our compost toilet, making sure that there's always water there and hand washing and soap and all the rest. Or we have a head of forestry now who is in charge of planting trees. These trees, this will be one of the first differences you'll see with the video that was made 2 years ago. These trees had just been planted by a school group from the Netherlands around our soon-to-be well. Some things aren't all necessarily finished, but that's where we're going to have a well. These rocks here are for a jetty for our ambulance motorboat, which we have the qualified and licensed captain now, who's one of the men who punt the boats, but we don't yet have the motorboat, but it's all in the works. Here we have a church group came and dug a well for us, which is great, which has brought water much closer. What else have we got? So this was in the last video as well. This is where we had our thatched roof around the big baobab for the homework club. So that has fallen away. We're going to replace a lot of the thatched roofs with the lake reeds. We're going to change them to iron sheeting because you just get a bit too tired of replacing them every 6 months or a year. The other problem is since the last video 2 years ago, the week after I made that video, Cyclone Freddy hit, and people are still reeling from Cyclone Freddy here. One of the effects on Chisi Island was that the lake level rose by more than a metre, and that meant that all of the lake reeds, they died because they can survive and they thrive in a metre's water but not in 2. So one other thing we've done for the homework club is to buy old canoes that are just, they've had it, you know. They've been repaired so many times with bits of buckets and rivets and everything, but then they're just done. So we buy them from the fishermen who carry them here for, what's it about, the equivalent of €4. This was one of the things I showed in the video 2 years ago. It had been unused. In fact, it was only just the foundations. It's our compost toilet. And this is Philester, actually, one of the women who is employed. Her job is to make sure there's always soap and water here, and that because it's a compost toilet, there's always leaves and ashes to throw in it. So it's a rainy day, so we'll excuse the fact that the ashes, we can't actually make them out. But anyway, that's filling up nicely. What else is here that may have changed? I don't think this was here. This is the school kitchen now, where we're still cooking. We're cooking for 550 kids on the island per week. Amaya fumo muli banji. Dili bueno se como. Indi foto koza tu kunyombanga Bwanji anasinta kuyambira 2023. Ninapanga video ina kuoneta zonse. Chanchumuza gawana ma 400 kg anandolo. Okay, so there's the Chisi, chief's wife for Sonko village, with 400 kg of our pigeon peas, and that's what's being given out here to the 24 nursery teachers. Hey Verlon, go on. And there's Hajila getting a plate. That's what we're serving them. We were serving a mixture of porridge and the pigeon peas, but because we've run out of maize, which has doubled in price because, frankly, Malawi is going through a food crisis now. What the cost of a bag of maize, the staple food here, and often for many people the only food they eat, it has doubled in price over the last 6 months. And our conversation at our meeting this afternoon, for example, was people are coming to ask and beg for a plate of food from what's the allotment for the kids for the preschool nursery. What do we do? How do we manage this? It's the same. Father Owen has the same challenge in Satima on the mainland. He has a constant line of people every morning saying they haven't eaten in a day, they haven't eaten in 2 days, please help us, Father. So it's very tough. He's been here since 1983 in this part of Malawi. He says he's never seen it as bad. So that means your donations, and we're using them, we really are. We've got a method here that is as community driven as it could possibly be. These teachers here, everybody started as a volunteer. Nobody is on more than 15 euros per month for 20 days, 20 mornings a month when they are teaching their kids. And here, this is more interesting than looking at me. When they're teaching their kids and making sure they get a bowl of beans or porridge every morning. And what they're doing here is taking a photograph of everybody who passed the Introduction to Children's First TUSLA qualification. And the reason they're doing that is because the Irish National School Teachers Trade Union gave ulemu.com 8,000 euros last year, which is where that 15 euros a month that they've been getting has been going towards. So we're going to do our very best to continue that. Hopefully the INTO will renew their grant. This is going to be part of the funding proposal to show them that these guys have not only done the work but also have gotten themselves qualified to continue doing it and to do it better and to make sure that all the necessary child protection measures are in place. So that's like this is the core group. These are the Lifesaver leaders, 27 of them now, in fact, because now we're up to 9 preschool nurseries on the island. And we're up to 2 primary schools because the government opened a second primary school on our side of the island because the walk was too far for the little ones. So it's just for the first 4 years of primary school. There's a new community school that's just 2 kilometres away from our place here. And that's where the kids from this village go to, and 3 or 4 of the other villages on this side of the island. Here we have our new ulemu.com suggestions and complaints box, and a form that we're working on with the Department of Social Welfare. Here we have the new volunteer employment contract that we're getting there, but we had 50,000 euros. We spent nearly 60,000 euros. We took in just over 50,000 euros in funding last year. We went into the red as of November. If it weren't for currency exchanges, we would be still in the red here. And before I say anything more about the funding that was given last year, thanks to all the monthly donors that help us plan the project with a bit of predictability. But thanks even more so, I have to say, to... Just want to make sure this video is still running. Thanks even more so to Cathal O'Connor, biggest donor, 17,750 euros. That was given as part of his honeymoon spending when he came to visit here with his wonderful wife Basha. So thanks a million for that, Cathal. You were donor number 1. Then there was the INTO grant that was 8,000 euros. Went an awful long way, especially for getting us focusing on the teacher training of those 27 people who you saw with their child protection certificates. And and getting us organised with the attendance registers for the kids. And there was Mary and Majus and these 2 early childhood development teachers who came from the mainland once a month and gave them a really, really good day's training for 8 months. So we're going to try and get that back up and running this year, and also we're going to get the new government teachers from the primary school, the new little primary school on this side of the island. We're going to ask them to give it an afternoon's teacher training twice a month. So well, let's moving along. That's the INTO, give us 8,000. Then Mehel, thank you very much to Mehel, gave us nearly 10,000 euros last year, and that was spread across the healthcare. So we did more than 1,000 malaria cases again last year, and we'll do the same again. We've already bought the 1,500 malaria tests and 1,000 malaria doses for kids who come here sick, and it saves them an 8-kilometre walk around the island. Here's our storeroom. Well, this used to be the only storeroom. Now, especially when it's the rainy season, it is my bedroom, and it's where we keep our new solar system that we're hoping will be strong enough to not only charge phones, lights, laptops and power a Starlink here, but perhaps also even to power a cinema that we can have once a week. That's been very popular. That's something we started on the mainland off Maine's electricity, but something we'd like to start here, and maybe have a little kind of business element to it as well, where we charge people to come and charge their phones. Is this still running? It is. Okay, but I'm also up to 12 minutes, so I'll better try and wrap this up. I want to show you the storeroom down below though. So it's the new ulemu.com head office storeroom, where we are, if we have the funding, we are going to buy the maize and the pigeon pea that we bought for school feeding last season from farmers on the mainland. We're going to buy that from farmers here on Chisi Island this year. So this was definitely not in the video, this building. This wasn't in the video we made 2 years ago. In this room here, we're hoping that we can store more than 10 tons of pigeon pea seed and maize that are grown here on the island. And that means that really is the circular economy, or we're getting the maximum benefit out of your donation. So we sold to the farmers here on Chisi Island the seeds for maize and pigeon pea last season before the rainy season, and we sold them fertilizer at a subsidised price, and then we're going to buy that produce back from them to feed to their kids once the harvest is in, please God, in a couple of months' time, without any cyclones in between now and then. How are we doing for time? Okay, that is it. We've still got lots of other bits. There's about 600 copybooks for the homework clubs that are going to start as of next week. We haven't given up on becoming Santa Claus's Southern Hemisphere Division main production outlet. We're still making toys and doing toy competitions. There's plenty of strong men on Chisi Island to haul these tons and tons of nutritious beans and maize. So yeah, children's health, education, nutrition through a community-driven, sustainable method that is rigorously counting every single cent that is counted, so that we can know if we're successful, we can cost exactly how much it is to scale this up. And you'll see that I'll put a link in there for the annual accounts as well, so you can go through and see every one of the thousands of transactions of where your money is going, so that we can see if we've make progress, if we find a solution, then we know how to scale it up. So thanks a million to all the donors who've supported over the last 4.5 years, especially the ones who wrote the big checks last year. And please, if you can find it in your monthly accounts to send a few bob to us, we will make the best possible use of it. So thanks very much. All the best. This didn't quite make it into the last video, didn't come around, but this is definitely one of these things I want to do a before and after of. This is Wyson's new nursery for pepper, for chilies. Sabola.
Yes.
Eh?
Yeah.
Chonde, onetsani. Eh, munapanga bwanji. So we've gotten chili seed from another social enterprise, Mbora. And they are selling it hopefully for export. And Wyson has planted Alimambeu?
Yes. Sabola.
Okay.
Yes.
Super. Chito wabuino.
Yes.
So they were the instructions that we were given by the head of Mbora. Do a 3 metre long bed. It's 1 metre wide. That's 30 centimetres tall. Make it in good soil. Germinate the seeds. Get the plants to 7 centimetres.
Yes.
Keep them well covered and well watered. And then we transplant into ridges along here.
Yes. Yeah.
And Wyson has plenty of land as well.
Yeah.
Very good. And each farmer has to have at least 0.2 hectares.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Good, good. And this here it's now going to be a chili farm for the next little while. And maybe it will remain a chili farm, but also it's going to be the pool where people are going to be paying I think we're going to have a starting price of about €200 per night for the luxury, unique Airbnb experience. You can imagine you're sitting on this little shelf of your 1 metre deep swimming pool in the tropics, looking up at Chisi Plateau over there, drinking your Malawian gin. You know, you've got to use your imagination a bit given the current state of things, but we'll get there. So Airbnb bookings, we are taking them. We will not be charging €200 a night just yet, so get in early, get this early bird offer on tourism, eco and socially friendly tourism on Chisi Island. So that was yesterday. This morning it's time to leave Chisi Island again. This time hopefully for only 3 months, and it's for a very good reason. I'm going away to get married to a woman that I met on the other side of a mountain over there. And then I'll be back in June. Also, forgot yesterday to say a couple of thank yous. To two gentlemen who came here last year in 2024 and who also brought $10,000 with them. And that is Richard Reich and Tim Kissinger. So thanks very much, guys, and look forward to having you back here as soon as you want to make another trip to Chisi Island. But anyway, for me now, it is time to bid farewell to Mfumu Sonko.
Yeah.
Mpaka Juni.
Okay. Have a nice journey.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
And yeah, just get on a boat and get punted back to the mainland and onwards.